Cars. There are small cars, big cars, old cars, future cars, and a lot more. It's the year 1844. Life is peaceful, marked by weird bicycles, the original cola, and war.
For Scotland! Scotland forever!
Things like the internet, cell phones, vapes, and airplanes didn't exist at that time. By the way, even back then, people knew that the Earth is round. There were lots of people around the world who invented amazing things. The discovery of gravity, the rise of women's rights, some dead cat, and fast food. It's only a matter of time until someone invents the next big thing. Germany, somewhere in Karlsruhe. A boy named Carl Benz is coming into the world. He is one of 3 other children. Here's a quick summary of what happened in his life. Carl Benz went to the Polytechnic School in Karlsruhe, where he studied mechanical engineering. After that, he went to Mannheim, and 2 years later, he founded his company, Benz & Company, and there he built the world's first car, the Benz Patent Wagon No. 1. And that's the beginning of the automotive industry. Over the years, cars get crazier and crazier, evolving and becoming more and more technical and better. And that's how it is nowadays. You open the door, a cool LED lights up. Not sure where to go? Just ask the driving assistant.
Navigate me to the Bronx.
No, you son of a bitch.
The car is quite simple in its layout. There are 2 seats at the front, with the steering wheel on the left side. But if you can't say these 2 things, then the steering wheel is on the right side for you. And at the back, there are 3 more seats. But each seat has its own responsibility. The driver, his only task is to drive the car and focus only on the road. The only requirements are that he must not be drunk. And he needs a driver's license. The passenger. He's the driver's right-hand man. He takes care of the music and navigation. The back seat. They don't have any tasks and are just sleeping all the time. However, if you think you can drive on the road normally with that, then you're mistaken. There's also climate activists.
Aus dem Asphalt geschnitten werden.
Autofahrern am Montag an der Berliner Stadtautobahn A100.
Here's a little guide on becoming a climate activist. First, take your brain and throw it away. Then just smear glue on your hand and stick yourself to the ground. That's it. Completely harmless. And that's how public transportation came into being. Okay, actually, public transportation has existed since 1890, so even low-income earners can travel. Bus. It's 7:30. You run to the bus stop, check the schedule, and see that the bus is supposed to come in 2 minutes. 10 minutes later, and you're still waiting for the bus. The first thing you see when you get on is the fat bus driver with his earring, his Casio watch, and his shirt. Once you've bought your ticket, you can take a seat. At the front are only the very quiet people. In the middle, everyone is normal. And at the very back, there are only loud, annoying kids. Once you've chosen a seat, you immediately notice this pattern. And if you look more closely, you'll see some doodles here and there. If you look to the left, you see a guy who starts vibrating because he's leaning his head against the window. Trains. The train station, the place where you see at least one drunk person every day and no one can pee properly. And then there's the vending machine, full of sweets, chips, and cookies. You just have to put in a few euros. But of course, it gets stuck. There are 2 solutions for this. You either put in more money and buy it again, or you hit the machine and get 2 or 3 more things. On the train, there are different groups. There are the upper class people who book first class. But if you don't have the money for that, you buy a regular ticket. But you'll either be annoyed by drunk people or football fans. But if you're like me, you don't buy a ticket at all. Just watch out for the ticket inspector. Uber. As an Uber driver, you drive one of those cars, and the driver is probably Indian. But the customers are all different. There are drunk people, funny people, aggressive people, and there are scammers. Bye!
Man, 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 man.